Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you are having a wonderful day. Well, I went ahead and I started checking some of the scene news, and for the PlayStation 5, it looks like we have a new goodie to go and play with. So, this is by Victorious, who is known for making a Blu ray disc that you can burn that will automatically jailbreak PlayStation 5 3.00 all the way up to 7.61. Anyway, V19 is finally out. So he states here that the changelog is massive and a lot of cool stuff like stability, bug fixes, design changes, and payload updates. And so we will just go ahead and go over to the GitHub here. Is that it states auto jailbreak in hen or homebrew enabler, all-in-one ISO for 3.x all the way up to 7.x, and that would be 7.61. Now he states this is an offline ISO now, so no need for a network connection anymore. And then it states here, I am on 7.61, so that's the firmware version that they are testing on. Then there's a couple of places that you can go to over here on Discord, and you can support them if you would like to, though it is not required. And so if we scroll down in that repo, there is some important information I wanted to call out right here in this ETA HEN configuration section. Now it states here that ETA HEN is loaded from the disk normally, but if you don't want to update the ISO, you can update ETA HEN if you have an ETA hen.bin on the root of your USB drive or in your data folder on the PlayStation 5. So the order in which it checks is that it starts at the USB drive, and then it looks in the /data folder on the PlayStation 5, and then if those two don't have ETA hen.bin, then it loads it from the disk itself. Now, this is very helpful, especially if you don't have access to a burner and maybe you bought a BDJB disk somewhere. You can keep it updated without getting another disk. And in my mind, that is absolutely wonderful. Now, I did have one more thing in here that I wanted to call out to you, and that was a bit more information about the different pipelines that you can run. So it states here that pipelines are a sequence of payloads, so that it will run all the payloads in one sequence, and so you don't have to do it manually. So you don't have to do things like load UMTX, the ELF loader, web server, ETA HEN, and so forth. And so he divides this into three categories: an all-in-one, a normal jailbreak, and then a no ETA HEN. For the all-in-one pipelines, just as the name suggests, this includes everything basically that you would want. So a UMTX, ELF loader, web server, and more. Now over here for the jailbreak only pipelines, these are a little bit more simplified and have the minimum that you need to really get jailbroken as fast as possible. So things like a web server, you'll notice they are completely missing in the jailbreak only pipeline. And then the very last one is the no ETA HEN pipeline. And basically it runs the same versions as all of the other pipelines, but it does not have ETA HEN at the end of it. Now, one other thing that you can do with the ISO image is that you will more than likely just be taking advantage of the pipeline loader, but there's also a jar loader, there's a USB loader if you have ELF bin or jar payloads, and then there is a remote jar loader. Now, here are all of the jars that it just goes ahead and includes on the disk. And from here, let's go ahead and let's scroll up and let's go to the very latest releases and take a look at v1.19 and see what all is included in this release. Okay, so for v19, it states that it increased stability, there was bug fixes, timing between payloads in all pipelines were reduced for faster times, but did not lower stability. Version number v19 is included on the thumbnail and on the bouncy text, and then change the pipeline names to sound better. And then there are a number of different design changes. So different types of icons were updated to look more like the PlayStation 5 home menu app icons. And then there was some payload changes. So PS5 is now included on this. And then a couple of updates to the FTP and the web server and some of the great work that John Tornblom and these other developers have been doing. You scroll down the page here, you will see that there is an auto jailbreak all-in-one. So just go ahead and click on that, as well as you are going to want to get Image Burn installed on your computer. Now, along with that, you will need a Blu-ray burner, and you will need a Blu-ray disc that you can write to. And of course, you will also need a PlayStation 5 that is on firmwares 3.00 up to 7.61. Okay, let's go ahead and get our disk burnt. Okay, so at this point, I have my disk inserted. So we're going to go over to Media here. And you can see for the disk player, it does say PS5 Auto Jailbreak. And it does say Victorious v19 as what was mentioned in the README. Okay, so there are the brand new icons. And we'll take a look at the pipelines here. There is the normal jailbreak, the all-in-one, and then we'll just go back up to the first one here. On the disk jar loader, there is where you can load any of these individual jar files yourself, so like ETA HEN, PSX, etc. And then there is the USB FBin jar loader, which we do not have one connected. And then finally, there is remote jar loader. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the pipeline runner, and we're going to take option number 1. Okay, so it looks like so far it's had a couple of exploitation attempts. So now it looks like we're on the second one here, and there is the third one, and it does state here, I am lucky. So that usually means everything is going great there, and there we go. We are starting our jailbreak. We've got our HTTP server running. And then finally, we got our case stuff and everything else running in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and just go over to settings here and scroll down. And there is our ETA HEN toolbox. We should be getting an ETA HEN pop up very soon here. There is the plugins. There we go. There is our ETA HEN 2.2b, which is currently running. So yeah. You have ETA HEN and you are pretty much completely offline with this scenario. So I really like Viktorious' tool that he has been building, and I definitely am going to say I look forward to future releases. Okay, thanks so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Michael, out!